All right, we are
I'm
back
old.
on Morning Line. No, you're not. We've got, as I said, a special guest joining us this morning. Ellen Lehman's with us, and she's going to be talking about, the big payback. Last year, they crashed the internet. It's the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, which I guess I did not realize. You probably told me this. You were the founder or one of the founders of it. Holy cow, how long ago was that?
25 years.
25 years ago. All right. If you would, before we talk about the big payback, and I want people to pay attention because you guys do a great job. It's kind of I don't know, the way I look at it is in a way kind of a clearinghouse for good causes. But what does the Community Foundation do?
Essentially what we do is provide customized philanthropic services.
Okay.
So when people have always dreamed of setting up a scholarship fund in memory of their parents, or have dreamed of helping a county where their parents grew up, and they don't seem to think that there's a way to do that, we actually provide those services. We help figure out what they want to do, and then we help them accomplish it.
By what? Setting up websites, organizing a nonprofit for them?
It absolutely depends on what they want to accomplish. I mean, we have currently 110 scholarship funds. Some are set up for people in Tennessee, some are set up for people in South Carolina or in Mississippi, but they're set up by people who have ties here. And we provide all the what I call administrivia to make sure that what they want to have happen happens. Okay. We also have about 400 funds that are set up to endow particular organizations. So if somebody loves their church and wants to make sure that the church can have flowers every week, then they can set up a fund with us. It's fully tax deductible, and every month we'll send money to, or every so often we'll send money to the church for the flower fund.
Based on money that comes into that fund that you've set up, correct?
Right. And so if you think about us, we're like a gigantic wall of charitable cubby holes.
Okay, yeah, right.
And we're the outside edge in the back. We provide the systems and the structure and the stability and the stewardship. But each cubbyhole can have its own name and its own charitable purpose. And what I love about that is most charities come to you and they say, Nick, you have money, we have a vision, give your money to accomplish our vision. Okay. And we say, what's your vision? And how can we help you do that?
Wow, okay, because now I think, there are GoFundMe accounts out there now, right? Which is just something like that where, you could just set up, but now that's not a charitable thing, I guess, or I know it's not tax deductible as a charity, but does that take business away from you guys, GoFundMe accounts or anything like that? Does that affect you? Because it kind of, that's one way if you have a cause where you want to get money for the church flowers, you set up a GoFundMe account on your own, right? No,
absolutely, and there will continue to be other things that pop up. I think there are still, particularly for charitable things, I think people want to interact with folks who they can look in the eye and shake their hand and say, this person is going to take responsibility, or this organization is going to...
So you know it's going to go where you think it's going to go.
Right.
So you have to vet stuff. When they come to you, do you vet it? Do you ever have any crackpots coming trying to set something up that's not really on the up and up? I hope you catch them and turn them away.
I say no to a lot of people.
You do?
Yes.
Good. Good.
But
you gotta say no sometimes.
But no, absolutely. But I think one of the great things about the Community Foundation is that we have such flexibility and such agility under the law and under the IRS regulations. Okay. So for instance, we set up funds for companies, for employers who, every employer says that their most important asset is their employees, but then when they do disaster planning, they're looking at computers and buildings. And so one of the things that we have done for organizations across the country is to set up a tax-deductible fund that can help their employees in times of personal, serious financial hardship. Now, we have to fit it within the IRS guidelines, but we have a magnificent woman who has a master's degree in counseling who handles those calls from across the country.
Wow, I think it's a great idea. All right, so talk a bit about what your shirt
The big payback.
The big payback. All right. Yeah. So when does that start? It starts
May 3rd.
Midnight on Tuesday, May 3rd.
Right, Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess technically then it's Wednesday. All right. So the big payback 24-hour online giving event highlights nonprofit organizations' great work, inspires community-wide giving. All right, how's it supposed to go? What can people do?
So this is year 4, and in 3 24-hour periods, previous, we have raised through this event, we have raised $6.738 million.
Wow, 2.6 million last year it says.
2.6 million last year, 2.646 the year before, and the first year was $492,492.50.
Some kind of photographic memory or something.
I just obsess about this. This is important to me.
Numbers are very important. All right, so
now
if there's someone like,
here's why I obsess.
Okay.
Because if you had told anyone 7 years ago that nonprofit organizations would come together to raise money in Middle Tennessee, they would have thought that maybe you were
because
it's been a competitive sport.
It's adversarial, and so coming together now, especially some of the smaller ones that need to get in the mix, right?
Absolutely. And so this is a collaborative day. In the days in the months leading up to this, every year we do trainings to help local nonprofits understand how to engage their donors through new digital media. You know, it's not just about emails anymore. It's not just about carrier pigeons or smoke signals.
Right.
It's now involving Facebook, and it's now involving many digital tools that we have introduced to these nonprofit organizations to help them enter the digital age and to engage donors in new ways.
Okay, so if this event begins, and I'm a believer in the Community Foundation, what you do, how does that work then? So if I want to give, you go on there, you go to www.thebigpayback.org, and it opens up. Now, am I looking to give specifically to just the Community Foundation as a biggie, or am I going through and clicking on these and saying, here, I'm going to donate $50 or $100 or $200, and I want you to divvy it up equally among these 4 different charities? Is that what I do?
So what you do is you go on there and you look for the charities or the causes or the communities that you like.
Okay.
So for instance, there are Wilson County has 29 separate nonprofit organizations that have signed up to participate in this.
Okay.
So you can get in and give something to every one of the 29 organizations in Wilson County, or you can pick out a couple of them, or you can look for things in Wilson County that are supporting animal welfare.
Yeah.
You can slice and dice and create whatever metrics. What we want to do is make sure that people can give to organizations that matter to them.
Okay, so I'll be able to go on there, find what I like, and then is it online? Is it with a credit card? Do I write a check? Do you call? Can I call someone?
Yes.
Will there be phone banks too?
You can. Most of this happens online.
Okay.
And gifts can be as small as $10.
Okay.
These do not have to be big, humongous gifts.
Whatever you can afford.
Because they all add up.
Yeah.
So we had the very first year we did this, we had 11,661 gifts.
Okay.
The second year we had 21,735 gifts.
And the range on that, probably some big dollar items to just people maybe $5, $10 here or there.
Exactly. And the beauty of this is that everybody can participate.
And are there matching things that I see?
There
are. Some will help?
We have $240,000 worth of prizes that will be given to organizations during the course of the day.
Oh, okay.
So we've already raised those from sponsors.
Okay.
And then there are all sorts of categories of prizes, like the closest to midnight can win an organization $1,000 or the like. We're trying to make it fun. We're trying to create momentum, and there is a real-time leaderboard at thebigpayback.org. So people can get on and give their gifts. They can get on and check where their favorite organizations are.
I think that's great to make it fun.
It is such fun.
So they follow it, and then they'll all try to get the closest to midnight or something like that?
Generally, a lot of the nonprofits who participate mobilize their troops to win a particular prize.
Okay, and we're talking 770, you said?
781.
Oh, 81 now. And schools? Religious institutions included. I mean, that's fine. And in 40 counties, or how many counties in Tennessee?
We serve 40 counties.
Okay.
I know that 27 counties are represented, and I may have missed 1 or 2 as I was counting this morning at work.
Wow. Did you know that Channel 5 has been a friend of the Community Foundation? Were you aware of that?
Are you kidding?
I just want to make sure that you were aware of that. I remember going back with Debbie Turner being very involved with it, and I know Lynn Plantinga is.
Well, you know, we were the repository for the undesignated funds for the flood.
Yeah.
And so we counted on Channel 5 and Channel 4 and Channel 2 to help us get the message out.
Right.
Those in the past very rainy days, I've had a little small version of PTSD. But the reality is that Channel 5 has been an amazing partner to the Community Foundation since we began 25 years ago.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, part of our mission is, to serve and help the community as best we can, and going through groups like this. I can't believe it's been 25 years. You must have started it when you were like 6.
Yes, thanks for doing that math. Yeah.
All right, so we've got a couple minutes. Just want to give the folks out there what they exactly need to know to participate and remind it, and we'll throw it up on the screen too. Okay, we've got the bigpayback.org on the screen. So
here's what you need to remember, is that this is about people who live here also giving here.
Yeah.
And it is about finding charities that address causes that you care about or organizations that you already love, giving them support, staying on the site long enough to look around and see what other incredible things are being done.
I think you'll see things you didn't know existed. That
Absolutely.
You'll say, hey, you know what? They need help. I didn't know that. I'd like to help.
The day after the very first big payback, a woman named Donna came to our office for something else, and she sat down and she said, that was the funnest shopping spree I have ever been on.
That's the way I'm thinking of it.
She said, I went on to support my one organization that I love, and I started looking around and I saw all these incredible things that were happening, and I could give $10 to each one of those things.
And it accumulates. And you know what? The great feeling you get after that, when you do that and you make a donation, as I will sometimes, and then you just feel good later. Because not just because it's something you value, but it's something you're helping other people with. Doing that, getting online, and maybe giving like what you just said, doing a shopping spree, you're not coming home with a bunch of merchandise, but you're coming home with a bunch of good feelings.
Absolutely.
Because you're helping.
Absolutely. You're helping our community.
Yeah, that's pretty darn neat. All right, so again, it starts again on Wednesday at midnight, May 4th? Is that 3rd? I'm sorry. May 3rd is the Wednesday.
May 3rd, midnight to midnight. And there will be prizes that organizations can win, and it's going to be really fun. And even if you decide or think you don't want to give, get on and check out the leaderboard.
Yeah, at least look at it.
It's a great
And by the way, the big payback is this time of year, but you can give all year long,
Absolutely.
Correct? I mean, you can go, again, make a note of the bigpayback.org. Sometimes people don't know exactly where to go. That's where to do it. You're a great representative for them. Of course, you're the founder, so thank you for coming on, all right?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Be right back with a programming note right after this.